So guys, do not worry about the umbrella. The umbrella is helping us to protect against the wind, the video against the wind. So do not worry about it. Listen guys, first of all, I welcome to this channel, the channel of truth, enlightenment and freedom, and the channel of breaking empath free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. First things first, ladies and gentlemen. You are a black sheep and you have left a narcissistic family unit behind. You do not go back. I'll repeat this one more time. You are the black sheep. You have walked away or you have walked out on a narcissistic family unit. You do not return. Now, a lot of black sheep who have left those units, they have seen the wrath of those family members. And I've told you guys, ladies and gentlemen, you are curse breakers. So by this thing of curse breaking, many people don't understand what is curse breaking. The only reason you came into those families was to intercept a cycle. Now, let me repeat this clearly, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, black sheep, I want to listen to me, chosen ones. The reason why you reincarnated into those families, you were born into those families, you are the chosen one, you are the black sheep. You came there to intercept a cycle. We're talking about cycles. We're talking about generational trauma. We're talking about things that have been eating up that bloodline for generations of years. We're talking about things that have been happening thousands of years. It has even nothing to do with you, even with that family as a person. You came there as a curse breaker. Now, you see, one thing you don't understand is that, ladies and gentlemen, black sheeps, you're fighting a spiritual battle, you know? The battle you're dealing with, you're fighting with, is a spiritual battle. It is a battle that only a few people can do. It is a battle that only a few people can manage. So when you continue trying to engage, the universe has awakened you and shown you what is going on in your family. You have left that family. It is very, very dangerous, ladies and gentlemen, to go back to those units. You may have to do that in it might even take you a couple of years, 10 years, even 50. It is going to require you a very long time for you to be able to reconnect with those people. And you can only do so in unavoidable circumstances. Even sometimes, I've told you, black sheep, you might have to miss barriers. So when we're talking about this thing of generational cycles and whatever, generational trauma, we're talking about very serious issues. We're talking about very destructive patterns. Ladies and gentlemen, the people that you're dealing with, they're destructive. They have already tried to destroy you all these years. You've been suffering with that family. You've been the scapegoat of the family. So what makes you think that after awakening, post-awakening, and you run off, what makes you believe that you're going to go back and they're going to treat you nicely? It's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It will not happen. So the mission that you did, the mission that you had in that family was to break cycles. First of all, stay with those families for a couple of years. Learn these cycles, what is going on. Learn this thing, what is happening. Awaken from it, because I've told you, when the lessons have been learned, you're going to awaken. Awaken from it, because remember that you've been born into those cycles, into those families as a curse breaker. So you are the interceptor, you are the generational cycle interceptor, you are the person who is intercepting those cycles. These are things, very, very powerful things. So the things we're talking about in these videos, ladies and gentlemen, these are very powerful things. And you do not take anything for granted. When you have seen it, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot unsee it. When you figured it out, you cannot unfigure it out. We are dealing with extremely powerful cycles. Now, you see, first of all, let us understand your journey post-awakening when you wake up and you leave. Let us understand also that you have caused someone a narcissistic injury, if not two or three of them. You have caused someone a very powerful narcissistic injury. We're talking about the narcissistic parent at the top. They are going to have to deal with that injury for a very long period of time. It is going to cost them a lot because remember, guys, you've been the black sheep of the family. You've been the scapegoat. Now you're leaving somebody behind without supply. Not only that, you are also exposing these individuals for who they are. So you're calling them out. For the very first time in so many years, you're calling them out. You are causing this person a very massive narcissistic injury. This is the only person that only you can be able to handle face to face. You do not ever believe in your family that there is other members of the family who can do what you do. Only you have been assigned this mission on purpose because you are the one who can handle these vampires. So what really is happening is you have got to know when you have caused this injury, this narcissistic parent, you have caused them this injury. You have got to understand something. They are going to start experiencing a lot of problems with their health. And this is why I want you guys to listen very, very closely. Number one, you are going to see these individuals, they are going to start decomposing. Their health is going to deteriorate. Some of them are going to, I've heard about cases, some of them are going to go blind. Some of them are going to have problems with their blood pressure. Some of them are going to, they may be, in some case scenarios, they may even be hospitalized due to health conditions. Actually, some of them have even been reported to get cancers. So the thing that you're dealing with is a very serious issue. You cannot, in whichever way, compromise your own situation by going back to those people. Those people, they're going to kill you because remember that you have been scapegoated all these years. So they have scapegoated you for a reason because they believe they can always get away with whatever it is they have been doing, and nobody's going to ask them. Nobody's going to question them. You have been that person in that picture who has always been taking the BS. Now you're leaving. Now what is going to happen is that these hyenas and these foxes, they're going to start eating up on each other. The hyenas are going to start grabbing and starting to tear up each other. You're going to see your brothers tearing up the sisters tearing up the uncle is tearing up somebody. You have disrupted the cycle. You have just disrupted a cycle that has been carrying on, that has been carried on thousands and thousands and thousands of generations before that generation. So you're talking about a very long generational cycle, history of generational cycles. You have intercepted that cycle as a black sheep of the family. That's why I've told you guys in my videos, you are the most powerful individual in that family. Many people will not understand this, and they will never see you coming. I've done a video recently, and I've told you guys, you are the unexpected guest. You have been sent by spirit to intercept a cycle. So your role is a very big one. The only way you're breaking these cycles, number one, listen to this one very closely, very important. The only way how you intercept these cycles is by getting out of that family. First of all, awaken and get out. Ladies and gentlemen, your departing from that family alone is enough to break a cycle. You walking away from that family, you have seen it. Because remember that these are cycles. We're talking about spiritual patterns, first of all. Let us look at it this way. We are talking about spiritual patterns, okay? Nobody can see this. We're talking about demonic forces. We're talking about spiritual patterns. We're talking about very, very destructive cycles. Now, in the whole entire family, nobody can see this. You're the only one who has been given the eyes to see it as a black sheep. You are the only person that has been given the eyes to see it. So what is usually happening now is that you acknowledging this cycle, what it is, this pattern, what it is, whatever it is, narcissism, whatever, deaths and whatever, these kind of things. But most likely, of course, you have been dealing with a narcissistic family unit. You see it, you understand it, you acknowledge it. You awaken from it. You walk away. That is how you break a cycle. So you walking away, you're breaking the cycle. By you just simply walking away, you're breaking that cycle. Do you know the reason as to why when you walk away, these individuals, they are struggling to bring you back? Oh, come back. The dad is missing you, mommy is missing you, father. They are going to come and sweet talk you. They are going to come and bring you some cookies. They are going to come and beg you. Ladies and gentlemen, they do not want you to break the cycle. They are going to realize that when you awaken, when the moment you awaken, post awakening, they are going to realize you're a cycle breaker. They are going to first of all struggle in those early days to bring you back to the family because they know that the family is going down. They know that it's going down. And sometimes I've told you guys, let me tell you something. Because we're talking about spiritual patterns, things that have been eating up family members for thousands and thousands of generations, those things are going to go down with some of those family. They are going to go down with some of those family members. So we actually talking about real healthcare scenarios here. You're going to see deaths are going to start getting reported in that family. You may start hearing about accidents. You may start hearing about cancers. You may start hearing about different types of sicknesses. A lot of people are going to be, what do they call it? They are going to be attacked on the physical, not only the spiritual. They are actually going to, these things are going to manifest physically. So you're going to hear sometimes deaths. There will be hospitals. You'll be there, they'll tell you the auntie died. You'll be there, they'll tell you that this brother died. You'll be there, they tell you this one has been hospitalized. That one has been divorced. This one has lost their jobs. You are going to disrupt the entire family system by walking away. And that is the beginning of breaking generational trauma. Is what many of you guys don't understand. So by you actually coming back to those families, it's like, for example, the string has been broken. Now you are going back to tie it back together. So you are going back actually to mend something that you're trying to break. Let me repeat this one more time, ladies and gentlemen. These things are very interesting. You walking back and joining a narcissistic family dynamic, it is like walking back and going back there to mend actually something that you're trying to break. So that is the reason as to why you are being punished by those family members. You are punished because they did not expect you to walk away. So by you walking away from those units, you're actually very close to completing this whole system and breaking, and actually you're very close to actually accomplishing your mission, what it is you came here to do. You are very close. It is actually the journey. You breaking away from those families. It is part of your journey to what it is, accomplishing what it is you came here to do. Because you came in there, you acknowledge this madness and this sickness. You call them out. Not only calling them out, you expose a lot of people, and now everybody knows what is going on. So then you walk away. That is how you break those cycles. And let me tell you something. You're supposed to leave these family members to suffer. You do not leave them to suffer on purpose. You leave them to suffer so that they can learn the real meaning of what it is they are dealing with. So they are supposed to see it and feel what does it really mean to grow up in those kind of dysfunctions and to allow your children to grow up in those kind of dysfunctions. So none of them, let me tell you something. The reason why they call you the curse breaker is because there is none of those family members from that point forthwards, is ever going to allow their families to be involved in those patterns. They are going to start working very hard to save their own families so that thing cannot be carried on to future generations to come. But I've told you guys in the beginning, there's a video I did many years ago, 2 years ago. That video is called The Aftermath. If you didn't see The Aftermath, you guys go back and watch that video. I may have to share it in the description section below. The Aftermath was describing to you what usually is going to happen when you're breaking these cycles. And in that video, I mentioned something and I said, you are going to see a death. Very most likely the person who was actually ushered in those cycles into that family, the person is most likely going to die. So that's why the reason as to why you're hearing a lot of these deaths from they tell you that when you left your mother, she was hospitalized, then she passed on after 6 months. Oh, that one passed on after 2 months. That one passed on after 1 year. They are going to be deaths. Ladies and gentlemen, we are dealing with something very, very serious here. It is not supposed to be taken for granted. You are supposed to know what it is you came here to do. Ladies and gentlemen, you are dealing with something Very, very spiritual. So this thing is even sometimes going to cost people their lives. Do you know the reason as to why these particular individuals, they have attempted, even sometimes they have attempted to take your life? You know the reason why? Do you know the reason why your father has abandoned you? They have locked you out of the house. Sometimes they have gone and thrown you off. Maybe sometimes you was a kid and they went and thrown you up, threw you on the dumpster, or sometimes they went and threw you at a shelter. Do you know the reason as to why they have been struggling to take you out? Because they know that you're the person that is here to intercept those cycles. So when you're finally able to intercept those cycles and read them out for who they are, because remember that the devil does not want to be exposed. Let me repeat this one more time, ladies and gentlemen. The devil does not want to be exposed. When you expose the devil, it's like you are showing everybody what is going on, and they do not want to be exposed. That's the reason as to why when you expose these individuals, these demons, they are going to have a very serious narcissistic injury. Now, that this is narcissistic injury, they are now going to be paid. They are now going to be, what do they call it? They are now going to have to face the wrath of those demons they have been serving. They are going to be abandoned by their own demons. They are going to fall sick. They will be hospitalized. They will lose their businesses. They will lose their health. In worst case scenarios, I've mentioned very, very clearly in that video, the aftermath. I've said they are going to be sometimes, they are sometimes going to be deaths. So the thing we are dealing with, a lot of these family members don't understand the seriousness of this whole issue. Many of them, they will think that you're stupid because you're the one who went away, you're the one who walked away, you're the one who is calling out the family, you're the one who is saying this, you're the one who is saying that. They do not understand the reason as to why you're doing the things you're doing. They do not understand the severity of this whole situation. This whole thing is deadly, ladies and gentlemen. This whole thing is very, very serious and deadly. You are not going to attend funerals, ladies and gentlemen, because remember, guys, let me tell you something, another one very important. When there has been a death, for example, let me give an example. There has been a narcissistic parent as pastor. Those demons, they are going to move on to somebody else, and normally they are going to move on to the person who has been aiding the narcissistic parent at the top. So this is what like this thing is trying to be a continuation. But you see, the thing is, these things, they are also trying to survive because they have been surviving for thousands of years, but you have come in and intercepted the cycle. So they are trying to hold on to other family members. You know what I mean? The father made person or the mother made person. It depends who has been holding that cycle, who has been holding the crown. You know what I mean? Now, what is happening is they are going to try to go and drag on and hold on to other family members within the unit. So they may try to find somebody who is very similar, who has got a very similar energy like the narcissistic parent at the top. You understand me? But that person is going to, for the very first time, understand the reason as to why you have to do the things you're doing. Now, let me repeat this one more time. Guys, I want you to follow, open your ears very closely. I want you to listen to each and every small detail. The moment that person, whoever they choose, they may choose a brother, they may choose a sister, they may choose an uncle, they may choose somebody within the family unit. For the very first time, those individuals, they are going to understand the real reason why you had to walk away from the family and why you had to do the things that you're doing. Because now they are going to be the ones taking responsibility of those cycles that you're trying to break. So this is why I've told you guys in my videos. When you're talking about generational cycles, breaking generational cycles, this is something that cannot be done by everyone. It is only a few selected few. It is only the chosen ones. And I've told you guys, black sheep of the family. The black sheep of the family, you are the chosen ones. You are the ones you have been given this special anointing. It is only a few selected few people can be given this kind of anointing to do that, because you cannot come and start intercepting spiritual patterns that have been happening so many thousands of years ago. You are breaking generational trauma. It is a few people that can do this, ladies and gentlemen. Not everybody can do this. So if you are the one who can do this, follow my videos, ladies and gentlemen. Follow my lead. I'm going to teach you each and everything you need to know. You need to understand your mission. That is number one. You need to understand how do you break these cycles and what do you need to expect. So in this video, I've told you very important things. Do not go back. That is the first one. The narcissistic parent at the top is most likely going to experience a very, very serious narcissistic injury. That injury could even sometimes lead them to a death. That is number two. You break generational cycles by walking away. You don't break generational cycles by getting involved with the unit. Understand it, awaken from it, walk away. So you have actually ultimately, literally, been awakened by your ancestors. The reason why you've been awakened by your ancestors is because you have finally understood your lessons. You have learned these lessons and what it is most likely you came here to do. So you have finally understood everything. That's why you have been chosen to awaken. There is no black sheep who is awakened. They are still involved with that family unit. Most of them have left. That is how you live and you're breaking those cycles. By you walking away, you're breaking the cycles. That is the first thing you need to know. Secondly, the other thing is you are not going to be able to attend funerals. You're not going to be able to attend parties. You're not going to be able to attend birthdays. So for you, it is done. With the family, it is done. It is only in the future, many, many years later on, when you see a lot of these people starting to show up. It could be taking a couple of years. They might even sometimes have to shake your hand because you have helped them to a degree they have never seen before. They may resent you, they may fight with you in the beginning, but you are going to see many years later on, 10 years, maybe 20 years, if you guys ever meet each other at some point. They are going to shake your hand for you being able to open their eyes and make them understand something that would most likely have destroyed their own families. So the curse breakers, you have to know what it is you're here to do, and you have to know how to do it effectively. Learn from the people that have been there and learn from the people that are teaching you. So when you're talking about this thing of breaking generational cycles, you know, many people it's easy to say, it's easy to speak in the mouth that, you know, to talk about this in the mouth. Breaking generational cycles, everybody thinks it's that easy. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is a job. It's a divine assignment. It is not even a job that is given to you, but it is a divine assignment that you are supposed to execute perfectly, and you've been anointed and chosen for this purpose. So when you're talking about generational cycles, curse breakers, we're talking about very powerful people. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the reason as to why people, they will try to exterminate you. They will do everything. They will block your jobs. They will block your homes. They will throw you out on the streets. You are going to bounce back. People do not understand why you're bouncing back. They do not understand the force that is behind you. The whole entire universe is working in your favor. The entire universe is behind your back until you do what it is you came here to do, because you have signed up for this particular purpose before you came in here. You have already signed up for this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what one thing also you need to know, and I think I need to do a video about this. You have already signed up for this, ladies and gentlemen. The curse breakers, all generational curse breakers, you have signed. You did not land into those families by coincidence. It was all according to divine arrangement and divine plan. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I always love and appreciate your support. Book a session with me if you want to. You can always donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description section below. And until then, it's been a really blessing to have you guys on board. I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's the most signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.